Hey guys, how are ya? Come on in, it's Friday night. And I do believe it's been one hell of a week, to say the least. I kind of want to get to the point tonight, and I didn't really have a topic in mind. It was very easy to get distracted this week. I'll be honest to say that. And wasn't exactly a big fan of that. But it definitely gave me time to reflect and really look at the big picture, which is, if we take away anything, it's patience and let the process do its job. That's probably the biggest thing we can do right now is stay on top of things, definitely know what's going on, and support where and when we can. And rinse and repeat. Keep doing that. How do you guys send emails so fast? I do appreciate the information, though. I really do. I think we'll do a separate live show on D Live this weekend for sure, only because it's been a long week. I know we're all exhausted. I will say this, a lot of people have been going online and getting away from the mainstream media sources. But at the same time, we want answers. Naturally, we want to know. We want to put a lot of these things to bed. It's been a long election year. It's been a long, crazy year. And we want closure in the worst way possible. And I think with everything that's ahead of us, honestly, that's not going to happen anytime soon. So I think the sooner we realize that and accept it, we can move on to other things that are more important in our lives that we have more control of. And again, like I said, this whole week, it definitely gives you time to reflect and look at things. And let me see, let me go over here, see how D-Live is doing. We got the chickens behind us. They're actually in bed right now. Yeah, they went to bed early since the whole daylight savings time. Yeah, 5 o'clock is about the time they start walking in and closing the door. But I kind of, like I said before, I want to get to the point with the show. And I actually had time to write today. I was trying to figure out what to talk about and put together notes. And basically, when I find myself writing, I get on a roll. And there's a lot in my head that I feel really comfortable putting down on paper. And I think I actually want to share some of my notes with you guys. In a nutshell, I started off with the Democrats may have cheated in more ways than we're aware of. That's without a doubt. All over the country, all of this stemming from an election night's call to stop counting that night until the next morning. And when has this ever happened in the way that it's happening now, like it has this week? Yes, I'm fully aware that by even talking about this on some platforms, YouTube in particular, I'm going to get heavily censored. And it's been happening all year long, so this isn't anything new, but good. Setting aside the unbelievable media bias and censorship online, the voter reporting that reemerged the morning of November 4th is nothing any of us has ever seen. And as of right now, Biden has the most votes of any previous presidential election. For a potato that has worked mostly from his basement and couldn't pack a rally like Trump has, and then actually put a lid on his campaign days before the election to pull all the most votes ever, yeah, that's legit. Now look at how the actual alternative news and information sources has exploded on different platforms. Look at where people are just flooding away from mainstream media to these alternative sources online because they're legit, they're genuine, they're real. So election polls are biased, mainstream media is biased, people are waking up and we're fighting against this aggressive censorship and against voter fraud tirelessly. The swamp has definitely, without a doubt, awoken people who want their country back, who want our freedoms back and our privacy back. A people who are not as divided as the mainstream media want us to be or want us to think that we are. We can make up our own minds just fine without teleprompter readers telling us otherwise. This week alone has further galvanized, for me at least, that we were born for this moment and what lays ahead of us. I have no idea how this is going to shake out, but what I do know is that the information and tests that lay before my path, and I'm sure yours as well, has led us to be mentally and spiritually stronger for what is inevitably down our own paths. And the biggest thing that gave us time this whole entire week is to never ever give up. Remove the distractions from our lives, okay? Remove the media. All they do is inundate us with fear and how we're racially this and we're so divided with that. Oh, you're absolutely right, Coke Jake. It is wholeheartedly corruption. But this whole entire year has been one huge, gigantic wake-up call. And in many ways, you got to look for that silver lining in all of this mess. And that's the swamp's hands have been exposed. They're not hiding anything anymore. They are so desperate for power, so desperate to keep us in a state of fear, in a state of division. That as long as we are purposely allowing us to be divided and live in fear, they control us. They control the narrative. You got to stop that. If now is ever a time to fight, it's right now. But you got to be strategic about it. You got to be smart about it. We got to work together right now. If any time to work together, this is it. And I will say this. I had a friend a while ago, put together this jar. These different verses from the Bible. Dumped it out today when I was writing my notes. And I pulled out this one piece of paper. And it says 10 Principles of Civil Communication. I thought this was apropos. Shed light, not heat. Stay calm. Show, don't tell. And think in triangles. Stick to 3 main points. So the gist of it is present information, but let others make up their own minds. That's the best thing you can do. And like I said before, I didn't have a poll out on the channel for the week. Honestly, I couldn't think of anything with everything that was going on. I actually got sucked up into the confusion, into the chaos, into the what the hell is going on? And the utter disbelief of, wow, this is actually happening. A lot of people are actually going to allow a potato that's bought and paid for by China and is already talking to other leaders of different countries that loathe us, actually steer this ship. So it is so important to, and this is why I've been working so hard on different platforms, DLive, Subscribestar, Clout Hub, you name it, to find less heavily censored platforms, to slowly remove myself from YouTube to work on those. I'm learning a lot about these platforms. I'm trying to, like this right here, this whole last week into this week, I'm getting there. But you're not alone. There's so many channels that I love plugging and sharing, getting out there, because we are collectively working together to get that information out there. And again, like I said before, you got to remove the distractions. Focus on yourself. Focus on bettering yourself. Focus on your home. Build stuff. Build something with your family. Build something with your neighbors and your friends. And get away from all this crap. Stay informed. Fight for what's going on. But you cannot be pushed over. I hope Republicans in the Senate will be able to keep him and Harris at bay. Well, you know what? I think a lot of us are in the same boat, wholeheartedly. I've never, and even elections past, I've researched this, never have I ever seen people just call it quits at 10:30 at night and say, we're going to go home, we're going to take a break, and then we'll come back at 4 o'clock in the morning and magically start counting these mysterious ballots that just popped up in vans and wagons by the hundreds of thousands, and then say, yep, we're all set. That's not how this works. And like I said, this whole entire year has been one hell of a wake-up call in many ways. Spiritually, emotionally, politically, you name it. I've never been this politically active. We went to rallies. We got up early to drive halfway across the state, up into the corner, and then just to the Capitol. Did it twice. Holding signs for candidates in intersections and getting honks and a lot of waves and thumbs up. I've never been this politically active. I never thought I would walk door to door handing out information for candidates. Never a million years I thought I would be doing that, but I did it this year because honestly, there are aspects and times where it's, and it still does, it's particularly right now, scares the hell out of me. Thinking that there's a possibility that a guy with a 47-year track record of enriching himself and his family, and a running mate as a human chew toy is going to potentially run our country and our future and our kids' future. So, I don't know where everyone else is. Again, I had a feeling. Yeah, the viewer count yeah, I get it. But again, we're working on different platforms. We're going to get there. We're getting there. I'm not a fan of YouTube's games. I'm really not. But this is so important that to sit by and not say anything, especially when you have information or something to get that out, this is too important. So like I said, I didn't have any particular poll out. I didn't have any topic for you guys to vote on. A lot of reflecting, a lot of wondering, a lot of analyzing and processing. And the information has been dropping, I want to say on an hourly basis, but it's even faster than that. There's so much in there to process, but at the same time, you don't want to get sucked into it. It's so easy to get sucked into these distractions and headlines that ultimately, you gotta let the legal process do its thing. You have to be patient. We all have to be patient. And thanks, Carmenon, for the follow. You guys are great. As long as we're focused on ourselves and our family and our homes and keep our head above the political waters right now, that's probably the best thing we can do, is be informed, keep the information there, hold our elected officials accountable as to what they're doing. Again, if it's a fair fight, I have no problem, okay? As long as you hustle, you work, you do the best you can, and even if you don't come out on top and it's fair, be patient for next time. But believe me, when there's cheating involved, you gotta get focused. We all have to get focused, and don't let those who are trying to distract us use us and abuse us, okay? That's probably the best thing we can do right now, is remain focused, stand where we can stand, voice where we can voice, and show that we're not backing down from this, or we're not going to take it laying down. We're not going to take this. We gotta let the legal course run, okay? Let the legal teams do their thing. If you can help fund these legal teams, fund them. Get the information out there. Share any which way you can. Retweet, share, thumbs up. Support one another, other platforms, other channels, wholeheartedly. This is important right now. Will this probably drag out into next month? Absolutely. Possibly January? I don't know. Depends on how fast these things go. And there's a lot of information trickling out. There's a lot of people coming up with information. Like just about 10 minutes ago on justthenews.com, Detroit city worker blows whistle, claims ballots were ordered, backdated. A lot of that's coming out. A lot of that's happening. So, again, keep doing whatever you can. Make it happen. If you can just simply have a conversation with one another, see where other people are standing, keep them informed, that's huge. This is, again, big year to wake up and everything. I kind of want to end it now. Normally we don't end it this short. It's about an hour, give or take, each week, every Friday. But I will definitely be on live on DLive this weekend. Don't know what day. Probably Sunday. We'll wait and see. But again, long week. We've all been inundated. But just take a step back. Take a breather. Keep the TV off at best, okay? Or just watch something funny. Keep something lighthearted. Watch Aussie Man on YouTube, okay? If I need something distracting and funny, I go there. And then other channels, but just balance. Find that balance in life. Keep informed, but find your reliable sources. OAR, if you got to watch cable, Newsweek, or no, sorry, Newsmax on TV, and then for online, find those good sources that are vetted. Fleckus Talks is another one. Quite frankly, he's on different platforms. Who else? If you get an open mind, The Dilly Show, colorful but really good. The guy's knowledgeable, and there's plenty others. I like to list them as I make my shows. Again, if you have any good information, email me, talkwithtiffany@protonmail.com. If it's a local matter, if it's a national one, something that you want to spread out there, get out there, share with other people, email me. More than happy to get that out there. Again, this is a platform where we're all working together collectively. So, like I said, keep the balance in life. Be informed, but take care of yourself. That's so important right now, especially right now. So, it's Friday night. This will be a replay again. Don't worry about it. Go on DLive. We'll communicate more there, uncensored, which is huge. And again, I just want to say thank you so much for coming and listening and sharing information. This is how we help out one another and stay informed. So go enjoy your week.